Today, on Be Something Wonderful, transform your reality with this simple mind trick. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. We have a big video for you this morning. It's based on a conversation with one of you that really resonated with a message that we've stated several times, and I have it here for you. I want to start with our message and then unpack it like we never have before. No matter what the manifested circumstances and conditions, both the seen circumstances and conditions of people, events, and things, and the unseen, the thoughts and the feelings and sensations, or the changing appearances, because these are all just changing appearances, right? The changing people, events, and things, the changing thoughts, feelings, and sensations, no matter what these circumstances, if you're not remembering and imagining yourself, others, and the world, your world, as already healed, as already whole, as already complete, already fulfilled, then you are remembering it wrong, and you will be wrong about everything. This is the quote from that 2002 movie, Solaris, right? That character, Chris Kelvin, who's referring to his wife who had died by suicide and all the problems they had in their 3D linear experience, right? And as he orbited that movie Solaris, there was a healing that took place as whoever was on this spaceship that was orbiting Solaris, their subconscious, right, their assumptions and their thoughts and what they were identifying with would be immediately projected in their experience. Very powerful movie, but this idea that, remember, what are memories? They're mental images. They're imaginal acts. You're creating it all here and now in this moment. Nothing exists in the past. Memories don't exist in the past. They're mental images that you're remembering and creating right now. Your imaginal scene of that imaginal future doesn't exist in the future. It's an imagined image right now. You get to decide, right? This is what A Course in Miracles says about healing or fulfillment or being whole or seeing yourself as complete. You need no healing to be healed. Wow. You need no healing to be healed. In other words, the whole idea of healing and fixing yourself and all of that is a linear horizontal experience. It's really moving to the identity of you, that ideal identity where you've never needed healing, where you're already healed. And I wanted to bring this up because there was a comment on yesterday's video from one of you that felt we were speaking in contradictions. And if you haven't been on the channel for a while, if you just discovered us, it might feel like a contradiction if you haven't watched a lot of the other content on the channel. But those of you that have been with us know that we never talk in contradictions. We talk from the unity of reality, the one ultimate reality where extremes meet, where all contradictions are reconciled, right? And this person was saying, well, you say you don't have to heal anything, and then you say that you shift to the mind state where you're healed. And I never use that word mind state. That was their word. So it's not really about mind state. What I say is that you shift to the healed identity. That healed identity never needed healing. Because you're not that same person. You're not the person that needed healing. You're the identity that's healed that never needed healing. It's a new identity. It's a different you. It's a different version. It's the whole, complete, and fulfilled you, the healed you. There's absolutely no contradictions ever. The only contradictions and confusions are those that we create. So you create your own contradictions. You create your own confusion. There's no confusion here. Absolutely no contradictions other than those that you create with your own linear, limited thinking, right? Your limited thinking, saying, oh no, healing's a process. You're saying now that you moved to a healed identity, so healing took place. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you never needed it in the first place, like A Course in Miracles says. You're trying to understand a higher message from the bottom. the bottom at the linear horizontal perspective. That's why A Course in Miracles, that's a powerful message. You need no healing to be healed. That's so powerful. That's what we're talking about. That's where extremes meet. That's where contradictions get reconciled. You move to the reality, to the version of you that never needed healing, because you're no longer that person that appeared to need it. You're a new identity. You see this? We're going to talk about these ideas today and more. So here's the key, and this is what we really talked about with one of you that loved this idea of memory. I'm remembering it wrong, from that quote from the movie Solaris. What do you want to do? What do you want to have? Who do you want to be? Well, then make it a memory. Hear the power in this. This is what we call it a mind trick just for fun, but it's more than that. Remember, what is a memory? It's a mental image, but it's a mental image not happening in the past. It's not a mental image in the past. It's happening right now. The mind trick is to change, or in other words, choose the rules of the game. You is all that is. You make the rules. There is no other. Memories, we believe memories are something from the past, that we're remembering something that is a fact that we can't change, that happened. But remember, you make the rules. A memory is simply an imaginal act, and you're creating that right now. Nothing happened in the past, right? Nothing happens in the future. It all happens in this eternal now moment by what you're remembering or imagining. They're the same thing. Remembering is just is an imaginal act, right? A memory is just an imaginal scene. And you get to remember the way that you want it. You get to make the rules of the game, right? We think, well, that's just the way it is. A memory is just something from the past. And you accept those and agree with those rules, but you make the rules. There is no other. I am God. I am Source. I am the Lord. There is no other. It's you. So let's talk about this idea. You make your own reality. There is no other rule. This comes from Seth, the non-physical that was channeled through Jane Roberts in the 60s and 70s. I love that. You make your own reality. There's no other rule. You make it all, so you make the rules because you are God. You are Source. There is no other. You are the source, the substance, the supply of all that is and all that you are, and the source of the rules of the game. There are no rules of life other than the rules that you create. So Jesus, your I am awareness of being, made 7 astonishing I am affirmations in the Gospel of John. It's talked about in the Gospel of John. 7 affirmations, remember, they were purposeful here. 7 meaning the number 7, that meaning of the number 7 in the Bible means perfection or divine completion or absolute knowing. So 7 of these. I am the bread of life. I am the substance, right? I am the light of the world. I am the source, the substance and supply. I am the door of the sheep. I am the door of any assumptions or thoughts or experiences that I have. I am the good shepherd. I and only I care for what I allow to be my thoughts, assumptions, and identity, right? I am the resurrection and the life. I resurrect reality. I create the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Wow. And then the final one, the 7th one, I am the true vine. Wow. In other words, I am the true source. There is no other. Whew. So let's keep going here. You may have heard this idea often, that your brain or mind doesn't know or distinguish between what's real or imagined. This came up yesterday. And I know every spiritual teacher, guru, and scientist, and they all say the same thing. But it's not for the reason you think it is, right? There's some truth to that, right? But not for the reason you think. Here's why. It's that there is no difference. That's why. That's why the brain or the mind or whatever you want to call it doesn't distinguish, because real and imagined are the same. There's no difference, right? It's all real. It's all a real experience of reality. It is all a real experience of all that is. Just as there's no difference between what you remember as reality, that imaginal image or that mental image or that memory, and what you imagine as reality. There's no difference. That's why I want to talk about this as the mind trick, because there's no difference. A memory is an imaginal scene. What you imagine as your future, you can just as easily imagine as that it was your past. You're the one who arranges those images in reality and creates that horizontal linear experience. It's all real, or a real experience of reality. That's powerful. Remembering, hear this, is an insanely powerful imaginal and creative act. Wow. Right? We believe in our memories. Right? We believe that's the truth of reality. So imagine making your imaginal scenes, what you want to have in your life, who you want to be, a memory. Putting it as a memory, as a fact, as a truth of who you are, because we believe in our memories. They're all imaginal acts. That's the power that I want to talk about today. This is what this particular creator on the channel is doing. She says, I'm having an amazing time with this, right? Creating her life with this idea. It's an insanely powerful imaginal act. That's why Neville Goddard and other teachers talk about techniques around that idea. Neville Goddard talked about I remember when, right? And all of these things, right? And he talked about I remember when in different aspects, right? Remembering when you were poor implies that you're rich now. But you could just as easily remember that you've always been rich, that you've always been healthy and wealthy. It makes no difference. They're all imaginal acts. They're all being created now through you. You are reality. You're manifesting, shifting, and creating your reality and perceiving it in every moment. Wow. So what makes the difference then? If there's no difference between what you remember as reality and what you imagine as reality, or there's no difference between what's real and imagined, then what makes the difference? You do. What makes the difference between what you experience as a physical experience and not? You do. You make the rules. And under your rules of the game of life, as Florence Scovel Shinn talked about the game of life, you give more solidity, more importance, more validity, more significance, or in other words, more reality to what you remember, to your memories, than to what you imagine, to your imaginal scenes and desires. That's what makes the difference. You give more reality and significance and validity to what these memories that you believe are facts in the past, and there is no past, than to your imaginal scenes of what you want to create in your life now and in the future. Wow. All frames of reality, all imaginal images, whether you consider them a memory of something of the past or an imaginal scene of the future, all those frames of reality are both real and imagined. And whether it's a physically focused, manifested experience in time and space, or what we call just your imagination, as some of you say, depends on the rules of the game. But the rules that you establish and follow and accept and agree with. There are no one else is putting rules on to the game for you. There are no rules outside of you. No one's establishing those. Wow, this is fun. Powerful. In Seth Speaks, through channeled through Jane Roberts, you can know what happened in the past and have histories. Because according to the rules of the game that you accepted, you believe that the past, but not the future, can be perceived. Wow. Seth says it right here. You believe in and trust and identify with your memories as real or true as who you are. When those memories are simply imaginal frames of reality, that you exist in all possible frames, all potential realities. Not just what you remember, but what you can imagine, what you can remember as reality in a new memory. You create all those memories now. So, but not the future, your imaginal scene. So, but whether it's something that you remember as the past, or imagined as the future. It's all being experienced or created now. That's why Seth also says, or said, your point of power is the present. So whether it's that memory of the past or that imaginal scene of the future, it's all now. You're just trusting in that memory, believing that's who you are. When it's any imaginal scene can be who you are. You get to create it. You make the rules. Very powerful today. That's why Seth and all the others said and say that the point of power is in the present. All of them. The now is the present. This idea, because you create it all now. Therefore, Seth says this, you could have memories of the future in the present if the rules of the game were different. Wow. You could have histories of the future in the present if the rules of the game were different. A Course in Miracles says that history wouldn't exist if you didn't keep making the same mistake in the present. Wow. In other words, believing that there's some history or past outside of what you're focusing on and believing and assuming of yourself and your world right now. You create it. Right? Remember, we've done this many times, but I want to show this again. There you are as the center of the one divine mind, of all that is, of the ultimate reality. You as a conscious center, a frame, right? A frame, a point of consciousness, a certain vantage point, a core essence, a unique, localized, personalized point of all that is, having your experience. But all of the frames, all memories, all images, past, present, and future exist here and now in potential, and they're all available to you. You get to arrange those any way you want. Right? Make your desired future a memory now. When Neville Goddard says, make your future now, right? That's what he means. Make your desired future a memory. In other words, because you believe in your memories. It's all, you're remembering it all from this vertical. You create that horizontal linear past. But you create it in the present moment, in every present moment. That horizontal past, you keep recreating that history. You keep recreating that idea of that future. Right? But it's all from the present moment. You create it all here and now. All of those frames. That's powerful. Powerful technique and mind trick. Make your desired, make your desired, imagined future a memory. And remember your past as how you would have desired it to be. Whew. So make your desired, imagined future a memory. So remember your future as you would like it to be. And remember your past as you would have liked it to be. There's no difference. They're all imaginal acts. Look at you. This is you. You as the Son of Man and the Son of God. All that is, the Son of God. All that is, I am awareness. Having experiences as the Son of Man. As a physically focused. But you're all of those, look at all those potential identities that you are. You're all that is. I am that I am. I am who I am. You create this frame, this I am identity, where you can be anything. You can remember yourself or imagine yourself as anything and anybody. Wow. A Course in Miracles says this, you are so long accustomed to believe that memory holds only what is past that it is hard for you to realize it's a skill that you can remember now. It's a skill that you can remember now, meaning remember now, remember the now moment, remember the eternal present. Wow. There it is. And this is what that looks like. You can remember it. It's all remembered now from this frame. That frame. Even though it feels like you have this solid, linear, horizontal identity and experience, right? That you give more validity, more reality, more solidity to than your imagined future, which is here, and it's any of those frames that you can move to in any moment. Wow, that's powerful. So, no matter what the manifested circumstances and conditions, both the scene of the changing people, events, and things around you, and the unseen, those changing thoughts, feelings, and sensations and perceptions, or what we call changing appearances, what Jesus, your I am awareness, was referring to when he said, judge not according to appearances, the changing appearances, but judge righteous judgment, or righteously, meaning judge it from how you would like to see it. If you are not remembering and imagining yourself, others, and the world as already healed, as already whole, as already complete and fulfilled, as you would like them to be, as you would like to be, and if it's the past, as you would have liked it to be. That's the whole power of Neville Goddard's revision. Remembering it or creating it how you would have liked it to be, not what it appears to you in memory or in circumstances around you. Wow. If you're not doing that, then you're remembering it wrong, and you'll just be wrong about everything. In other words, remember, there's no right or wrong. We're having fun here. But meaning you're going to be experiencing things that are not your preference. It's not your preferred reality. It's not your preferred identity. Why would you do that? You create it all. You're source. You need no healing to be healed. That's the answer. There's no contradictions. You create your own contradictions. There's no confusion. You create your own confusion. There's no healing. There's no need. You need no healing to be healed. You need no fixing to be fixed. You need nothing but that I am awareness. That's why Jesus said in The Chosen, in that scene from that show, The Chosen, at the pool of Bethesda, you only need me. You don't need this pool. You only need me. You only need to know that you're already healed. You're already whole. You're already complete. You're already fulfilled. Transform your reality now using this simple mind trick. Make your imagined life a memory, right? And select it from all that you are. Arrange it. Arrange your reality as you would like it to be. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, our Facebook, like I said, our Facebook, and anywhere else on social media, right? And in social media, in all the platforms, we're either at Be Something Wonderful or at Tom Kearin. And it's all just sharing the light that you are. So join us there. And also join us for a week from Saturday, tomorrow, I guess. Or no, it's Thursday today. I think it's Thursday today. A week from this Saturday, or November 16th, 2024, at 9 a.m. Pacific time, right here from our studios on the West Coast in the USA. I'm going to come to you live on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. We're going to answer your questions live on the chat, and also your questions that you're sending to us at info@besomethingwonderful.com. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin here in the studios at Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.